This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will... Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated. I hope you're all doing well here on this Friday evening, the 22nd of March 2026. Today's video is going to take a look at a horse on the YouTube channel, my own personal YouTube channel, that is currently based in Ireland, ahead of the Irish 1000 Guineas this coming Sunday, held at the Curragh. But before we start taking a look at all the Classic Watch stuff, I always like to mention my own personal Patreon channel on these YouTube videos, Newman Racing it's called. Why not head over there and see if it's for you? Especially if you like the national hunt racing. Plenty of national hunt racing currently on the Patreon channel. In fact, that is pretty much where you can find 95% of it. I finally got round to reviewing this year's Cheltenham Festival on the Patreon as well. So all the Patreon horses have been reviewed in this year's Cheltenham Festival. Just the YouTube horses to go, which I will put on this channel. There's also plenty of resources available on the YouTube channel as well, should that sort of thing be down your street, resources that I've uploaded onto there over the years. There's also opportunities to support me moving forward, if that is the sort of thing that you like to do to people that help you. It is in no way compulsory though, you know, it isn't. But there's plenty of free content on the page as well, plenty of paid content. There's sometimes even the odd week or so where I stick some selections in there actually before horses running. So it's always worth keeping up with Newman Racing over on Patreon. You never know, it might be for you at some point. Right, let's move on now to take a look at the Classic Watch stuff. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people are able to find this year's incarnation of Classic Watch. You'll see the site coming together very well now. 9 theatres currently covered on Classic Watch 26, the highest the site has ever covered. The Roll of Honour, obviously, as more horses are added to it, it takes a much more of a look around it. There's plenty of 2-year-old winners on there now, plenty of 3-year-old winners as well. Just the one 3-year-old and over race that when Charge It won the War of Athena handicap out in South Africa, a listed race. That is the only one that we've had so far, but I'm sure as the European season moves forward, there will be plenty more, hopefully. But yeah, the Roll of Honour coming together, looking very nicely. ClassicWatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find the horses, and you never know, there is a good chance that this one might be on there. True Love is the name of the horse. A 3-year-old filly trained by Aidan O'Brien and owned by Michael Tabor, Derek Smith and John Magnier. True Love is sired by No Nay Never out of a dam called Alluringly, who herself was sired by Fastnet Rock, the horse bred by Coolmore. This horse has got very good form. You'll see that the horse has already had 9 runs in its career and has finished in the first 2 on 8 times, 5 wins and 3 seconds, for career earnings of £706,746 UK pounds up to this point. The horse is also a classic winner. You know, this is the first classic winner ever sired by his stallion, No Nay Never. So it's arguable that this is one of the horses that deserves to be on Classic Watch the most, as this filly has done something that horses sired by No Nay Never have very rarely done, which is win a classic at 3. You'll see the horse actually took 2 times to get off the mark. It was only beaten second, beaten a length and a quarter by Lady Aman on debut in a listed race on the 5th of May 2025 at the Curragh. It was placed in the listed First Flyer Stakes, beaten behind Lady Aman, running to a racing post rating of 87. The horse improved by 6 when it was second, beaten 3/4 of a length by Gustad in a maiden at Navan on the 17th of May. The horse ran to a mark of 93, ridden on the day by Wayne Lorden. The horse actually broke its maiden in a Group 2 race at Royal Ascot. Over 5 furlongs on good to firm ground on the 18th of June, the horse won the Group 2 Queen Mary Stakes at Ascot, defeating Flowerhead by a length and a quarter, running again 5 better than what he did on his second start, a mark of 98. The horse then, up to 6 furlongs, took out another Group 2 race at the Coa on the 19th of July 2025, where the horse defeated Puerto Rico by 5 lengths in the Group 2 Railway Stakes at the Coa, running to her best racing post rating so far of 106. The horse then had a bit of a setback in the Group 1 race at the Coa at the 9th of August 2025, the Phoenix Stakes, where the horse could only finish second, beaten 1.5 lengths by Power Blue, when a 1-4 favourite run in to a racing post rating of 103. The horse then secured that elusive first Group 1 victory over in the UK at Newmarket on the 27th of September 2025, again over 6 furlongs, when she won the Cheveley Park Stakes, beating Havana Anna by 3/4 of a length, running to a racing post rating of 115. The horse then ended her 2-year-old campaign with a run in the Breeders' Cup at Delmar, back over 5 furlongs, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, a Grade 1 race where True Love could only finish 8th on the day, beaten 5 3/4 lengths by CY Fair, a racing post rating of 89 on the day, when again she was ridden by Wayne Lorden, like she was when she won the Cheveley Park. Her 3-year-old campaign has looked very good. She has been currently unbeaten. She started her 3-year-old campaign on the 12th of April 2026 at Leopardstown in the Group 3 Priory Bell 1,000 Guineas trial. In the first time she tried 7 furlongs in her career on good to yielding ground, and she managed to defeat Magny Cause by 1.25 lengths on the day, ridden by Ryan Moore, a racing post rating of 112. The horse then went to Newmarket on the 3rd of May 2026 to contest the UK 1,000 Guineas at Newmarket on her first try up to a mile, and she managed to defeat Evolutionist by 1 3/4 lengths, running to her career best so far, racing post rating of 115, where she was ridden again by Wayne Lorden. So this horse is a dual Group 1 and a dual Group 2 winner at both 2 and 3-year-olds. It's also won a Group 3 at 3. You know, this horse is probably arguably one of the best horses sired, in my opinion, by No Nay Never up to this point. You'll see the horse already being a classic winner on her last start at Newmarket. You know, it was very nice of Connections to put her in the race on the 24th of May 2026, the Irish 1,000 Guineas, where she is due to line up on the Sunday, the 24th of May, for another trip over a mile. What other entries? She's actually entered in the 6 furlong Commonwealth Cup and the 1 mile Coronation Stakes at Royal Ascot. And the horse has also entered over 10 furlongs in the Pretty Polly Stakes, the Group 1 for fillies and mares in Ireland on the 27th of June 2026. But there doesn't seem to be any oats tilts on the cards for this horse, True Love. So what we're hoping here really is she will take out her second 1,000 Guineas and win a classic for our site. Impossible to select it before it won at Newmarket because I knew the stallion had never sired a classic winner. You know, so very easy horses to pass on. Horses sired by No Nay Never for me, not so much. Now this horse has done that. It's fair to say. But you will see there, like I said, the West Racing Post rating in her 9 runs was the 115 that she gained by winning at Newmarket on the 3rd of May 2026. People can take a look at the horse on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database and they will see that they are nowhere near it. You know, they've only got this horse racing 6 times. You know, very disappointing. You know, it's had 3 runs, it's had 9 runs, and it's a classic winner. And this site, the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, can't even keep up with this horse. But luckily, we only need the only thing this site is any good for is the bloodline, where people will see that True Love is dam line 9H. That is the dam line that we are interested in this video. But you'll see there, the horse has never been, as the horse has somehow won a classic in the UK, and nobody from the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database has even bothered to update the horse. Sadly, you'll see there that its 2-year-old form is there, but there is no sign of the 3-year-old form at all. A shocking sight, really. Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database on occasion. You know, they do everything on the cheap. You know, they refuse to pay people to update their site. People can just jump on and update it if they wish, but they don't pay people enough to do that. But yeah, so sadly, True Love is not up to date on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, but you will see that it's damn line 9H. How can a horse win a classic and these people not know? This is one of the sites people are meant to trust. You know, absolutely shocking. So what we will do through this dam, because this is a line that we have looked at before in the past, what we will do is we will take a look back to the third dam, a dam called All Too Beautiful, who was born in 2001. We will take a look at any relatives that I can find out of the first 2 dams as well. We will take a look at the first 2 dams. Then we will take a look on the site at bloodlines.net, the historical site that I like to use. And then we will watch the horse win 4 times. We will watch the horse win at Royal Ascot in the Queen Mary Stakes. We will watch the horse win the Cheveley Park Stakes, the Group 2. The first Group 2, the horse won at 2, and the Group 1, the horse won at 2. And then we will watch both runs this year. We'll watch the Group 3 Leopardstown 1,000 Guineas trial from April. And then we will watch the UK 1,000 Guineas from Newmarket. And by then we should have some sort of guide as to whether the horse is a classic watch horse, True Love. Still can't get over what a bad sight this is on occasion. It just relies on the general public. You know, it is what it is. So without further ado, let's get cracking, shall we? We've actually got to look at a couple of horses before we get to the first dam of our horses. Our horse, Lily Pond, is the first horse we're going to take a look at. A mare, born in 2019, sired by Galileo, out of Alluringly. So this is a half-sister to our horse, of course, by No Nay Never. Lily Pond raced 6 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and a third. 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 99,099 euros and 25,000 American dollars in her career. Lily Pond was an interesting horse. She managed to win the Group 2 Kilboy Estate Stakes in Ireland in 2022. She was also second in the Group 3 Blue Wind Stakes at Naas, and third in the Group 3 Munster Oaks the same year. Fourth in the Group 1 Beverly D Stakes, a race held in the US at Churchill Downs. So Group 1 fourth, Group 2 winner, Lily Pond. Another one bred by Coolmore and owned by John Magnier, Michael Tabor, Derek Smith and Westerberg. Interesting horse, Lily Pond, it's fair to say, also out of Alluringly. The next one we're going to take a look at is a horse called Truly Enchanting. A filly born in 2022, sired by No Nay Never, out of Alluringly. So this horse is a full sister to our horse True Love, sired by No Nay Never as well. Truly Enchanting raced 3 times in her career, according to this. She won 2 out of her first 3 starts, for career earnings of 77,880 euros in her career. Interesting horse, Truly Enchanting. She also managed to win the Group 2 Airlie Stud Stakes as a 2-year-old in 2024, a couple of years ago. This horse owned by Mrs. John Magnier, Michael Tabor and Derek Smith, and owned and bred by Coolmore as well. Interesting horse, Truly Enchanting, another Group 2 winner of the same race that the last horse won. Oh no, the last horse didn't win a 2-year-old race, did it? But Truly Enchanting certainly did win a Group 2 race at 2. We can now take a look at the first dam of our horse, Alluringly, a mare born in 2014, sired by Fastnet Rock, out of a dam called All for Glory. She was born in 2007 and sired by Giant's Causeway. Alluringly raced 12 times in her career, 2 wins, a second and a third. 4 out of 12 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 45,540 euros and 79,017 UK pounds in her career. Another decent horse, alluringly, it's fair to say. She managed to win at 3, the listed Hurry Harriet Stakes of 2017. She was also placed second in the listed Cheshire Oaks at Chester. And this horse was Oaks placed third in the UK Oaks of 2017, held at Epsom. And as we can see through the horses that we've looked at, she is a multiple black type producer. The horse was bred by the All for Glory Syndicate and owned by Derek Smith, Mrs. John Magnier and Michael Tabor. So a classic place listed winner. The Dam of Our Horse, alluringly, chased home Enable at both Chester and Epsom when she was placed. But a good horse, trained by Aidan O'Brien. I could find one horse related to between the second and the third horse. Too Good to Be True, a mare born in 2012. Sired by Oasis Dream out of a dam called All for Glory. So this would be a half-sister to the Dam of Our Horse, it's fair to say. Too Good to Be True raced 4 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second and 1 third. 3 out of 4 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of €20,740 in her career. Too Good to Be True was third in the Group 2 Debutante Stakes of 2014 H2, a race held over 7 furlongs at the Curragh. This horse again bred by the All for Glory Syndicate and owned by Derek Smith, Michael Tabor and Mrs. John Magnier. We'll take a look at the second dam of the horse now, All for Glory, a mare born in 2007, sired by Giant's Causeway out of a dam called All Too Beautiful, who was foaled in 2001 and sired by Sadler's Wells. The second dam of Our Horse, All for Glory, you will see there, is actually unraced. So there is no race career to talk about on the second dam of Our Horse, sadly, All for Glory, but we have got our Oaks placed first dam in the form of Alluringly. We'll take a look at the third dam quickly now, All Too Beautiful, a mare born in 2001, sired by Sadler's Wells, out of a dam called Urban Sea, who herself was foaled in 1989 and sired by Ms. Wacky. All Too Beautiful raced 6 times in her career, 3 wins, a second and a third. 5 out of 6 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £163,413 UK pounds in her career. All Too Beautiful, a very good horse in her day. She managed to win at 3, the listed Salsable Stakes of 2004. She was second in the UK Epsom Oaks the same year, third in the Group 2 Blandford Stakes, and she was also 4th in the Irish Oaks the same year. At 4, she managed to win the Group 3 Middleton Stakes, a race that is now a Group 2 race and held at York in 2005. So this horse is a classic placed, Group 2 placed, Group 3 enlisted winner. All Too Beautiful, the horse bred by Sunderland Holdings and Abbey Bloodstock and owned by Michael Tabor and Mrs. John Magnier. The third dam of Our Horse is in fact Galileo's sister. Horses like Galileo see the stars all out of the fourth dam of Our Horse, Urban Sea. So needless to say, we have taken a look at this dam line before. Twain is the name of the horse we took a look at, a colt born in 2022, sired by Wootton Bassett out of a dam foaled in 2009 called Wading. Twain, again, another horse that the site is not up to date with. The horse has ran more than twice, but the horse did win its first 2 starts and 2 wins for career earnings of €153,470 in his career. Group 1 winner Twain, winning the Group 1 Criterium International of 2024, a race at St. Cloud. Had an injury while training and didn't run as a 3-year-old. The horse subsequently tried once at 4 and has subsequently, I think, been retired. The horse bred by Coolmore and owned by Michael Tabor, Derek Smith and Mrs. John Magnier. We actually took a look at Twain on Classic Watch 2025 last year. So this is the sort of video where we don't really have to take a look at the pedigree too much of this horse. What's the name of the horse? True Love, isn't it? True Love. Because what I can do is I can include a card to this horse Twain in this video, as a YouTube card, and I'll do that now. And that should enable us to move on a bit from the current pedigree of this horse, True Love. We'll take a look at it on bloodlines.net through the historical site. People, sadly, still having to go through the archive.org site called the Wayback Machine to access this site. It's got something called an Argo tunnel error on it, which doesn't look like it's being fixed anytime soon. It will be an absolute tragedy if the general public loses this fantastic site, bloodlines.net, because I find it an essential resource, and I'm sure other people would do as well. People can take a look at the dam line of True Love, Family 9H, on this site, and you will see that they cover quite a lot of ground, it's fair to say. Plenty of classic winners. I imagine that most of these will be looked at in the video that I compiled on Twain, and that video might also lead you to other videos as well that I've done. People can trace this back all the way, you see, to the German 1,000 Guineas Derby and Oaks winner of 1949, a mare called Askerblut, who was sired by Farist. There you will see Urban Sea, who managed to win the Arc de Triomphe when she went round in her day. There we'll see other side winners. There is Galileo, the winner of the 2001 British and Irish Derby. There is See the Stars as well, the winner of the 2009 British 2,000 Guineas and the British Derby, as well as the Arc. Anabar Blue, the winner of the French Derby in 1991. The British 2,000 Guineas winner of the year 2000, King's Best as well. And there's also the German Derby winner of 2007, Adlerflug, sired by In the Wings on this line as well as plenty of others in the modern day. This arguably is one of the best dam lines in flat racing, I would say. If people can get on this line, Anna Tefka, born in 1969, Allegretta, born in 1978, or even the great art-winning mare herself, Urban Sea, born in 1989. You'll see horses with Cherry Hinton on there as well. I think Twain is a Cherry Hinton, isn't he? Yes, and you will also see Malika as well, who foaled a Derby winner not so long ago in Massar for Godolphin, is already on that list as well. You'll see her as well in some horses, foaled by Lantara. Ale Litoir is another one you'll see, side by Riverman, born in 1991. But like I said, this is a fantastic dam line, Family 9H, I think. And it goes to show, really, just how well bred this horse is, True Love. It's fair to say. It was only the stallion that was letting the horse down, wasn't it, really? Now, No Nay Never has sired a classic winner for the first time. People will have to treat them with a little bit more respect, myself included. You know, so hopefully True Love, although we missed the horse in the UK 1,000 Guineas, might be able to do the job in the Irish 1,000 Guineas for Classic Watch 26 this coming weekend. Right, without further ado, we can close down a few tabs now to save on what CPU we are using. And we can take a look at True Love win some races. We're not going to watch the first two runs of her career when she lost in May 2025. The first one we're going to take a look at took place on the 18th of June 2025, and it took place at Royal Ascot over 5 furlongs when she lined up to contest the Group 2 Queen Mary Stakes, ridden on the day by Ryan Moore. 5 furlongs and a mile. There's another 3 furlongs to go. They are little bit of sprinters as well. No Nay Never. That is another reason why some people might pass on a few of them. You know, when this horse was winning at 5 furlongs at Royal Ascot in June, you know, who thought it would be going over a mile nearly a year later in May as well. But we're going to take a look at the Group 2 race now, held on the 18th of June 2025 at Royal Ascot, the Group 2 Queen Mary Stakes, and we'll see what we think.
And that's it. Ready, set, go. They're off in the Queen Mary to a fairly decent start. Zelena is undoubtedly the best of them away and shows up in front. Revival Power and Lenny Lewin in prominent positions as well. Cardiff by the Sea. True Love is grandstand side running rail. The blue and orange colours. Guernsey Lady is in company with her. But Zelena, a red cap down the centre, leading to Lenny Lou. And Mr. Chance, Revival Power and Spicy Marge towards Alex to Love Olivia. True Love is towards the right, ridden along. Guernsey Lady is in company with her to Social Exclusion. And then comes Villa Marie. Shine on Me beginning to run on. Also Cardiff by the Sea is not far behind. But they head down towards the last quarter mile. And Spicy Marge, Revival Power. Here now is True Love in the blue and orange nearest to us, coming to join Zelena. With these as well is Cardiff by the Sea and Stayer running on in the closing stages. But it is True Love and Ryan Moore who win the Queen Mary. Home in second might have been Flower Head to Stayer, and then Lenny Lou, Cardiff by the Sea, Shine on Me and Eskimo Pie.
Like the commentator said there, you know, that horse had to be rousted along, didn't it? And the minimum trip of 5 furlongs. But she did get off the mark. She did break her maiden in the Group 2 at Royal Ascot when she landed the Queen Mary Stakes over 5 furlongs on her third start to win her first race of her career at Group 2 level. That wasn't the horse wasn't done at Group 2 level. The horse turned up again on the 19th of July 2025 in the Group 2 Railway Stakes at the Curragh, this time up to 6 furlongs, and she defeated Puerto Rico by 5 lengths, dispelling any rumours at all that she would not stay the extra furlong from Ascot. But then Connections decided to up her to the highest level at 6 furlongs on the back of those 2 Group 2 victories, and she fell short on the 9th of August 2025, where she was beaten by Power Blue in the Phoenix Stakes at the Curragh, which has to go down really, I think, as a disappointing run. But the filly did bounce back. She was then sent on given a little break of around 6 weeks until the 27th of September 2025, when she was kept at 6 furlongs and kept at the highest level of the season, Group 1 racing, and she contested the Cheveley Park Stakes at Newmarket again over 6 furlongs for the 3rd time of her career on good to firm ground. It was Wayne Lorden that took the ride on that day. And let's see what we think of the race at Newmarket now, the Group 1 Cheveley Park Stakes, and then we will be able to see what we think.
Fitzella rushing the gate a bit. They're off. They're racing away for the Tattersall Scepter Sessions at Cheveley Park Stakes, the Group 1 for the 2-year-old fillies over the 6 furlongs, and Fitzella bounding away out in front, leads by the early length and a half to Orion's Belt, and more near side is True Love. Havana Anna is racing alongside her. Over toward the far side is Beautify in the purple and white, closely attended to then by the grey America Queen. Just in behind the tempo is Golden Palace, Royal Fixation out the back, together with far-sided Anthelia in the light blue. They're about to go through halfway. Fitzella by 3 parts of a length over True Love in second. Orion's Belt, Havana Anna the next 2. Royal Fixation to the right-hand side travels strongly, then Golden Palace. Orion's Belt away toward the left-hand side, then Beautify America Queen and Anthelia widest of all. They're racing down towards the final furlong and a half. Havana Anna joins issue with Fitzella. True Love is still well there. Royal Fixation off the bridle. So too Golden Palace. America Queen has flattened out a bit now on the rise towards home. It's True Love and Havana Anna. Havana Anna the far side. True Love the near side. True Love and Havana Anna to the line they head. Havana Anna and True Love getting up to win the Cheveley Park. True Love from Havana Anna. Royal Fixation America Queen clear from Fitzella, and then Golden Palace.
Again, I thought that horse displayed a very willing attitude there to take out her first Group 1 race of the season at 2, the Group 1 Cheveley Park. I thought that was a very good performance, wasn't it, on the day? Havana Anna came to join her on the day, and there was a good duel at the end there. Again, I thought the horse travelled very well into the race. You saw there as they entered the final 6th furlong of the race, our horse, True Love, was still travelling very nicely on the bridle, so to speak. And once the jockey on the day, Wayne Lorden, asked the filly, I thought she put the race to bed quite well there. That was a pretty good performance to follow up her two Group 2 wins at 2 with a victory at the highest level at 2, winner of the Cheveley Park Stakes at Newmarket. It was then that Connections decided to put the horse away. Oh, no, it wasn't, sorry. The horse then was given another month off and was kept going until the 31st of October 2025. This horse had been on the go since May. And she could only finish 8th of 12 behind CY Fair or Cy Fair in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Sprint, back down to 5 furlongs at Delmar. Yeah, that was a pretty dubious entry, I think. But there's no juvenile races over 6 furlongs. I think there's a mile and that sprint. So she had to go to one or the other. And then Connections gave her a few months off until the 12th of April 2026, where she returned again nice and early for her 3-year-old campaign, as she was in her 2-year-old campaign. She was out on the 5th of May in her 2-year-old campaign. She was out 3 weeks earlier than that in her 3-year-old campaign, where she turned up at Leopardstown to contest the Group 3 Priory Bell 1,000 Guineas trial on her first try at 7 furlongs. So Connections obviously thought she'd wintered very well, and up in trip, she had obviously contested races at 5 and 6 furlongs as a 2-year-old. Her first trip at 3 was into 7 furlongs, so definitely into classic territories now among the classic trials. So let's take a look at this race now. Her first one as a 3-year-old on the 12th of April 2026 at Leopardstown, and we will see what we think.
And they're off to a level break. The Ballylynch Stud Priory Bell Stakes. Fillies Group 3 over 7 furlongs. True Love just in front at the end of the first furlong from Composing. They're attended by Black Caviar Gold, Pivotal Attack, Kensington Lane, and running the raiders Caught You Sleeping, then Susie Song, Slaney View, and Riverara. Heading towards the end of the back straight, Composing just picks it up from Caught You Sleeping. True Love nice and handy, followed by Pivotal Attack. Black Caviar Gold and Susie Songs and Slaney View, and wider still is Riverara. These are tracked on the inside by Killishy Warrior and then Kensington Lane, Manicourt, Anushka and Mayflower. Tightly grouped, coming past the halfway stage, the Ballylynch Stud Priory Bell Stakes, and with a narrow advantage, Composing in the dark blue. From Caught You Sleeping, followed by True Love. On their heels is Pivotal Attack, being followed by Slaney View. Killishy Warrior is next. Dropping places is Black Caviar Gold, and coming round them is Riverara. They straighten at the 2, it's Composing in front, but only just. Making headway is the grey filly Killishy Warrior. Over on the far side, Mayflower from off the pace, with Caught You Sleeping. They're wide across the track, and True Love on the stand side has run them all down from Pivotal Attack and Manicourt, and it's True Love and Ryan Moore settling this as they run up towards the finish. It is True Love winning the Priory Bell on seasonal comeback. Manicourt a good second, third Pivotal Attack.
Again, this filly, she just goes through her races quite easily, doesn't she? Again, the step up in trip there to 7 furlongs this time. And I thought, again, that was a very good performance at Leopardstown from True Love to manage to take out the Group 3 Priory Bell Stakes, which is the 1,000 Guineas trial held at Leopardstown in April. A very good performance, and I don't think there was any doubt at all, was there, about the stamina of the horse. Ryan Moore brought her over to the rail, and I think she won very well. Again, there seems to be, the clues were there, really, wasn't there? That apart from the stallion that had never won a classic before this horse managed to do so, this filly was very good, wasn't it? It's fair to say, where she took out her first Group 3 race to go with the 2 Group 2 races and the 1 Group 1 race that she managed to win as a 2-year-old. We're now going to take a look at the first classic that she ran in on the 3rd of May 2026, where she went back to Newmarket, where she won the Cheveley Park and contested her first trip at a mile. So they're slowly but surely, they've started as a 5-furlong Royal Ascot winner, and now they've got her contesting classics over a mile. This has been a superbly campaigned filly, it's fair to say. Good to firm ground the going at Newmarket on the 3rd of May, when she turned up this time ridden by Wayne Lorden. Ryan Moore preferred to ride somebody else on the day of the Newmarket Guineas. So without further ado, let's take a look at the classic, the UK 1000 Guineas, and we will take a look at what we think after the race.
And they're off in the Betfred 1000 Guineas. Asleet was a little slow to get into stride. Evolutionist taking them along early with Silenciosa in the orange. Venetian Sun broke well towards the far side with Too Lean. Down the centre is My Highness, the all blue of Godolphin, being followed by Inish Moore, with True Test in that group in company with Time for Showcasing. Towards the right, Venetian Lace is leading a group that includes Muba Seema, and behind that one is Abashiri, and then the yellow cap of Darn Hot Gallop in company with True Love and Domina Ignis in that group as well, with Precise over on the far side in purple and white, the favourite Ryan Moore at the moment, following Venetian Sun, as the field are now reaching the halfway point in the Betfred 1000 Guineas, and it is Venetian Lace that just leads on the near side group to Abashiri. Over on the far side, Evolution is chased along with My Highness, and then Time for Showcasing, Inish Moore, Silenciosa, the prettiest star, is next, making very good headway is True Love the near side as they head past the bushes and run down towards the two. Venetian Lace, Abashiri trying to challenge the near side, then True Love, Precise getting going the extreme left, Evolutionist in the centre, then My Highness and Inish Moore as the field run down into the dip here. Evolutionist in the centre, Precise the far side, True Love the near side with Venetian Lace, and then Abashiri meeting rising ground, half a furlong to go. True Love and Wayne Lorden have got to the front from Evolutionist, and True Love has won the 1000 Guineas to Evolutionist. Venetian Lace was next, and then in fourth, the prettiest star.
Again, you know, this horse seems to win races in very good fashion, doesn't it? You see there that the jockey Wayne Lorden just held the horse up off what looked a sensible pace in this year's UK 1000 Guineas. I wouldn't say it was breathtaking, but by the time they entered in the final last 2 furlongs of the race, True Love had moved her way towards the head of the race. And then entering the final furlong, jockey Wayne Lorden just shown her a little bit of the persuader there, I think. And I think the horse has finished the race superbly over the mile. You know, one thing that we've looked at really is a common theme in all the 4 races that we've looked at this filly running, True Love, is she does hit the line very well, whatever the distance they run her at. You know, 5 furlongs, 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs, or a mile. You know, we've seen her win over all 3 distances in this video. And she does look a top-class filly, doesn't she? It's fair to say. And a credit to Connections and a credit to the stallion, No Nay Never, who has finally broken his classic hoodoo in 2026. Could it be the first of many? Who knows? But one thing is for certain, if this horse, True Love, does take her chance in the UK 2000, in the Irish, 1000 Guineas this coming weekend, on the 24th of May, a race in which she is entered to run, then I'm fairly certain we will already see this UK Guineas winner entered on classicwatch26.great/site.net, and rather like the Kiwi New Zealand Oaks winner that we used in a similar fashion this year, you will see that Oh Hope He Wins won the New Zealand Oaks on the 21st of February 2026, and we used her to take out the Australian Oaks afterwards. So we're hoping for a similar response here to True Love. It was impossible to pick her in the UK Guineas because the stallion had never won a classic, and that is what we're trying to do. But there's no excuse at all now for not chancing the horse, I don't think. You know, she's proved, I think, to be the best the best 2-year-old filly and the best early 3-year-old filly by winning the Guineas on her trial. And it remains to be seen, can she hold her form for a third classic, a second classic of the season? And we're not even out of May 2026. So, yeah, if True Love does line up, I imagine we will see her on classicwatch26.great/site.net. Right. I think I can think about leaving this site here now. Thank you very much to everybody who has sat and watched this video with me while I've made it. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. You know, it's a very interesting horse, this True Love, I think. And what else can I offer you in the video? I can offer you an opportunity to look at every single Classic Watch 26 horse that is in the Classic Watch 26 process. Every horse has got a place in the Classic Watch 26 YouTube playlist. You know, that is already there. So at the end of this video, I will give you all an opportunity to take a look at some more horses by sharing that. And I will also give you all an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well. That way you will not miss any more of my content on YouTube moving forward. I have been told by a few people that you can do a little bit of work with your YouTube notifications as well to enable YouTube to notify you every time I upload a video, you know, so you will not miss any more of my content moving forward. I think you have to notify and then you have to choose one of the subscription options that it will provide you, but it is quite easy and it does work. You know, you can click on it and as soon as you log into YouTube, it will tell you that I have uploaded a video in your notifications, and that way you will make sure you will not miss it. You know, but for now, I think I will definitely leave this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody for watching it. A busy week this coming week. Not only have we got the two Irish Classics, the first two Irish Classics of 2026, we've also got the Japanese Oaks, the third Japanese Classic of the season that's taking place this week. It's also the Doomben Cup out in Australia as well. A couple of interesting sprint trials held at Haydock for Royal Ascot as well. I think it's the Cecil Frail Stakes and the Temple Stakes tomorrow as well, for those who like a little bit of speed. But for now, I do think I'm going to leave the video here. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend upcoming. Look after yourselves and your loved ones, and I hope to be back soon at some point with some more horses. We might even get round to reviewing the YouTube Cheltenham Festival horses. That would be nice, wouldn't it, when we get a bit of time off from the classics? But for now, I will bid you a fond farewell. Take care, everybody, and look after yourselves, and I hope to be back soon. Goodbye.